welcome to another episode of the YouGa Podcast. Today I've got a very special guest, Conrad, who's joining us today. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
My absolute pleasure. So tell us a bit about yourself, Conrad. Who are you? I know that's one of the most difficult questions to answer because we're all so varied and we have all these multiple layers and dimensions to ourselves. But what is the essence of you?
Yes, I was born in South Africa. I came to Australia in 2009. That's about 16 years ago. I've travelled to the UK for 1 year as well. So currently I'm doing truck driving as a career, and about the year 2020, just a few weeks before the COVID pandemic, what I didn't realize at that time, then that's when my spiritual journey began. Yeah, so then from there onwards, I found myself in a place of starting to contemplate the meaning of life, and then starting to finding myself absorbing more spiritual knowledge, something that's never happened to me previously. So yeah, and I was raised as a Christian. I had quite a strong connection with a higher power, with God. In my early adult years, I've actually forgotten about God, and then yeah, after about the year 20, about 4 years ago, then I started to have a relationship again with God.
That is amazing. That's so interesting, isn't it? I think 2020 is a year for a lot of us that's been life-changing.
Yeah.
For some in not so good way, and for some of us in the most magnificent way. And I think I relate to that as well, because 2020 for me as a year was quite life-changing, and that was the year where I returned home to myself as well, and seeking the spirituality. So that's amazing. That's quite life-changing for a lot of people then.
Yeah, and then also a few years ago, I just started to have an internal knowing to start writing a book from no previous knowledge whatsoever of writing, and then it just came to me as an intuitive feeling to start writing.
That is so powerful. And I read Conrad's book and I think it was absolutely amazing. And what I loved the most about your book is its simplicity.
Yeah.
Because there were so many points that was no fluff, and the way that you've just written it in conversational language, and I think I even picked up some of your South African accents from it, just in the way you had written some of the sentences and the slang. But the simplicity is what really got me, because there's so much about spirituality and all this fluff out there, but how can people actually take that first step or little steps towards living that lifestyle that they envision or they want to move forward? So what would be your biggest tip from your book for people who want to find themselves? What is that first step they should take?
Yeah, that's a good point. So the first step would be to start meditating.
That's a big one.
Yeah. It's important to have a sense of grounding with meditation. So it's good to actually be cross-legs on the ground and meditating. Yeah, that builds up the inner life force of a person. Yeah, so you can do it with or without a pillow, but it's important the bottom of the spine makes contact with the ground.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and just having that, it might sound more physical now, but just to have that sense of pressure contact of the bottom of the spine. And then if you're in the correct posture, like just sitting with the spine upright, you'll feel the energy coming up to the top of the head and to the forehead. So with that comes a more inner sense of knowing yourself. Yeah. And if a person chooses to have a connection with the creator of life.
And I think that's so important what you hit upon, the structure, because having your spine straight is so important, that root chakra connection to Mother Earth, and for it to actually travel up your spine. So you said, the connection to the divine. So foundations are super, super important. Yeah. So when we get ourselves to that position, like, meditation is such a vast topic. There's so many different types. What is the type of meditation that's worked best for you?
Yeah, so for me it's just staying in silence. Yeah, so
that can be the hardest thing to do sometimes.
Yeah, so just when you in that sitting posture position, just like, it could be different for other people. Like, some people might enjoy music or mantras, but just for me, just sitting in silence, and then just making a sincere effort to have a relationship with a higher power.
Yeah, and I loved how you use that word relationship, because I think that's where that concept of metacognition comes across, which is basically us thinking about ourselves, so observing the way that our mind works, so observing every thought that's crossing through the mind. And it is a relationship, because you are differentiating yourself from your mind, from the different messages that you're getting, whether it's from your heart, your gut feeling, and to be able to recognize where it's coming from, because that's the thing. Our subconscious is often linked to as our higher self, whereas our conscious is more who we relate to from an ego perspective. And I think that's why the way you describe it, that relationship with yourself or your higher power or God or whatever you believe in, is so, so important. So what about for people who don't believe in God, or they're atheists?
Yeah, that's up to them. But just the act of meditation, it can just be for physical health reasons, that it will improve your physical body. So you don't need to, as such, do it just for God or anybody. It can just be for yourself. So it improves a lot of, there's a whole list of things it will improve just for yourself. And just for yourself, it will also give a more sense of peace and relaxation. So a person can do it just for those reasons alone.
And I think a lot of people in general, they have this misconception that to meditate you have to renunciate all your worldly pleasures. No more drama. Do you want a refill of your water?
No.
You're good? Okay.
Where will we?
Okay.
I forgot.
I'll rephrase. So with meditation then, I think there's this misconception that people think it's only for those people who want to renunciate all the worldly pleasures, escape from all of life's problems, to get away from it. But the way that I use meditation personally is for high performance. And I think meditation is a tool that really helps us tap into our higher power, or the best version of ourselves, and to be able to make better decisions. So it's so practical. What's been your experience of meditation?
So it can be for both. Like, even just for the health benefit, meditation is definitely worthwhile. and it also brings a sense of peace and calmness to a person. Yeah, so for just those benefits alone, that would cause a person to have much more clarity in their life, and do their daily activities with more a sense of purpose, and with increased results as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
because
So-
you're more focused, more
Yeah.
intentional.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And the more calmer a person is, the better they can perform.
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
So this is basically in any profession and industry.
Yeah.
And I think the type of meditation that I'm now gravitating towards is that what you can practice even while you're working or doing chores or anything like that, because it's a state of mind. It's not necessarily just shutting down all your senses.
Yeah.
And I don't think people realize that's a form of meditation as such.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on, like, do you meditate while you're working or going about your usual duties?
Yeah, definitely.
Amazing.
Yes. So
Tell us more.
Yeah, so even when just driving,
Yeah.
a person can, because it's mostly all automatic, the driving, like especially if you've gone a long trip. So then it's easy to then to go in a sense of meditation where you just relax, and then you just focus on your inner being. So, but for example, a lot of people, even if they're driving, their thoughts can start spiraling out of control and stuff. But it is possible to put yourself in a state of being, that you can experience the benefits of meditation. And it comes down to it's basically, you have to set an intention to just focus on your inner being.
I love that. Meditation as a state of being. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I can see this statement going viral. We're going to have two schools of thought. We agree that you can meditate while driving, and I know there's a lot of people.
With your eyes open. Of course.
Open, yes. Disclaimer.
Yeah, not closed eyes.
Yeah. So how do you know when to catch yourself at a point where you're relaxed, but not too relaxed where you doze off?
Yeah, it just comes to just a bit of responsibility. Yeah, a person just has to have that sense of self-awareness.
Self-awareness.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, to be able to responsibly focus on, or just be aware of the driving, but then also just have the awareness and the intention to focus on your inner being.
That is perfect, and I think you've really hit the nail on the spot there, because that's the thing. Like, even with my Vipassana silent retreat meditation that I've shared with you personally about before, a lot of people just think meditation puts you in a relaxed state where you sleep, but it's the exact opposite. Like, really deep meditators are those who are fully alert. So it puts your brain into actually a very active state.
Yeah.
Where you know exactly what's going on, you are functioning, but you are at a higher level of functioning where you have that awareness.
Yeah, silent awareness.
Silent awareness, that's it.
Yeah.
And let's go deeper into this awareness. So what kinds of things have come out of this awareness for you? Like, for example, like, did you decide I have to write this book, or what prompted you to write this book?
Yeah, so the awareness that came to me, just yeah, it's just more a sense of a peace and life. Yeah, it's a lot of times it's not really like a profound lightning bolt that comes down on you. It's a lot of times it's very subtle in many different areas of a person's life. And it can take a few decades, or just depending on the person, the benefits you see from meditation. Yeah, a lot of times it's definitely within a few days, or even just after one meditation session of like a few minutes, you can start seeing and feeling the benefits. Yeah.
So this has just popped up right now for me. So do you think I can use meditation as a tool to help me write my book, as a strategy, as a high performance tool for writing my book? I can see that happening because of what you just mentioned, the awareness, that ability to concentrate, be calm, and just allow flow to happen.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So when a person starts meditating, you can, while meditating, you can ask your inner self questions, like for guidance, like if you wanted to start writing a book, or for any other accomplishment in life. So that's definitely what one can do.
Amazing.
Yeah, when you meditating.
Yeah. I love that. So for us to meditate without any distractions, I think having our body in a very good or optimal position or health condition is very important. What would you say, Conrad, is the number one thing to optimize our body's physical health?
That's a good question. So it's cutting out a few ingredients that affects the body.
I already love this answer because you're saying cutting out rather than add more on. So it's like that's made me lean in more to listen. Go on.
Yeah. So one of them would be caffeine, which is from like coffee and tea. So avoiding caffeine would cause a person to be more relaxed and mindful. Alcohol would also disrupt meditation quite a lot.
Preservatives.
Yeah, preservatives as well. But it's mainly caffeine and alcohol. That's one of the main ones.
Has it been easy for you? Because alcohol, I have no problem. I got rid of that years ago. I think caffeine is one I struggle with because I treat my morning cup of coffee as almost like a ritual. So how was your journey with that?
Yeah, to be honest, I still have coffee as well.
There you go, keeping it real.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, just whatever feels natural for a person. Yeah, whatever feels natural to do.
Keeping it in moderation. Not overdoing it.
And yes, and the desire for alcohol or caffeine, it can come as a result of an out of balance in a person's life. So just addressing those imbalances that can help a person to avoid the addiction. But also when you meditate, a person will become more aware of their surroundings, and with that awareness, sometimes certain habits would just drop away. For example, that's what happened to me when I started meditating. Within about 6 months, I stopped alcohol completely.
So that was just a knowing that you felt?
Just a feeling to just eliminate that from my diet or my lifestyle. Yeah, so it was just a natural desire.
Amazing.
Yeah, so meditation, it makes you like feel what's good for your own body. Yeah, and for me it was just avoiding. I used to drink alcohol quite a bit, many years ago, but then after meditation, it just, without trying,
I love this concept. So it's like our physical health and our mental health through meditation, it's like they sort of complement each other.
Yeah.
So it's like you improve on one, it helps the other rise up at the same time, and vice versa.
Yeah.
That's an interesting way to look at it. Yeah. Another thing I have to mention.
Just one more thing. Yeah. Like now, if I were to drink any amount of alcohol, I'd just be totally repulsed by it. No, I just can't do it.
Yeah. And I've had the same experience where, just to celebrate with a friend, she wouldn't drink if I did. So I thought, okay, just for social sake, I did take a sip of alcohol, and my body just rejected it.
Yeah.
Like straight away, I got the muscle cramps. So I can second that. That's so true.
Yeah.
It's like your body intelligence just knows.
Yeah. And the only way to cultivate that intelligence within you is to be in silence and to meditate.
Yeah.
But also, like with some people, they might find the silence very challenging.
Yeah.
So for them, there could be other avenues. It just depends on the person. Like some people might enjoy socializing or listening to music. Like I also enjoy listening to music. Or spending time in nature, just going for a walk in nature. So there's different for each person. There can be different ways of doing it.
And I think it's a period of evolution as well, because nowadays for me, it's a silent meditation that I resonate with the most. But I think there was a period in my life where I needed that social connection, and therefore the kirtan and chanting and having that kind of a focused meditation where we repeat and chant certain mantras was fulfill the purpose at that time. So like you said, it's an evolution within even the same person sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and also each person is different.
Exactly.
Different preferences.
Okay. Now there's one question that popped up in my head from your book that's really made me question a lot of things, and it's made me rethink my relationship with potatoes. Because I think globally, all throughout the world, in every type of cuisine, potatoes are the staple. Like, people love potatoes in all its different forms.
And maybe also rice.
And rice, that's another one. Yeah, a lot of the carbs. So what are the things that we should be aware of or mindful of in regards to things like potatoes and rice?
So just a disclaimer, a little bit of modesty wouldn't be a problem.
Yes.
But mostly, like a lot of the dishes worldwide across different cultures as well, there's a lot of the same ingredient, and particularly with rice and potatoes, it's a lot of starch. So in the body, or actually for the dishes, it's like a binder. So, and then also in the body, it would act as a binder of all the foods. So for digestion, that would cause a problem.
So is that only with potatoes or other root vegetables as well?
I found that with sweet potato, not as such. Sweet potato, because my body is quite attuned to the different effects of different ingredients. I found sweet potato to be quite good.
Okay.
And then it's also a lot of fiber and quite a few nutrients with it. But yeah, I particularly found that with potatoes and rice, it causes a block of the life force energy in the body. It's like that same energy that you're cultivating by meditating, that same life force energy. I found that it blocks that flow off.
And do you think this would be for all body types or certain? Because now I'm thinking from an Ayurvedic perspective where we have these different body compositions as Vata, Pitta and Kapha. Would it be more so with one type of body type or general?
I would say it's more general, because it comes down to what's best for the body is the most variety of ingredients as possible with each meal. And with like dishes that's mostly just potatoes or mostly just rice, it's too much of the same ingredient. And then that would disrupt the energy flow. But just a small amount of rice and potatoes, that's okay.
Yes, everything in moderation, as we said before. And I think that's why I've changed the way I eat rice now. So, having a South Indian background, we eat a lot of rice. But now I've reduced my rice to the vegetable curry ratio is different now. So it's double the amount of vegetables to a lesser amount of rice, so a 2:1 ratio.
That's a good start.
It's a good start, that's it. And I think it's all these little tweaks that add up rather than, one day waking up and going cold turkey and entirely changing your lifestyle. So it's these little changes that we make that actually stick and can transform to quite a lot of changes over time.
And the best for the body is the best type of food would be like a watery substance, almost like a soup, a very watery soup with all the beneficial nutrients in it. That's what causes the best type of energy flow in the body.
Yes. So according to Ayurveda, they say that we need to be chewing our food at least 32 times. So each bite that goes in our mouth needs to be chewed 32 times, one per tooth. So that would bring that watery consistency to the food that you're digesting, and it makes the digestion a lot easier. And it also is recommended in Ayurveda that we don't drink water half an hour before food, just to allow the digestive enzymes to actually, so drink the water half an hour before food, but don't drink water during the food. So that will allow the digestive enzymes to work on it. So, and I found that in practice, that is really quite helpful because like you said, like I'm quite attuned to my body and I know when it feels good after eating. So I always go back and analyze, okay, how did I eat? What did I eat? When did I eat? I think all of those factors are very important.
It's good to be aware of those, what each food does to your body.
Let's talk about hydration, because I think another important tip, especially last year having participated in a triathlon, I think with hydration, I really was very mindful of how much water I'm putting into my body. But even more important than that is also making sure I'm adding the electrolytes. And for me, I felt like that was a game changer because I was so well hydrated with all these electrolytes. It's like the expected fatigue at the next day when I really pushed my body hard was non-existent. And that even surprised me because I did feel a lot of that fatigue during the training, but I think leading up to the event, I was very, very aware and made sure I was well hydrated with all my electrolytes, and that surprised even myself. So I think there's so much importance in hydration just as much as diet. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely. Just drinking pure water without any electrolytes, that's gonna just drain a person of those those needed
Minerals.
minerals and electrolytes and nutrients. Yeah, so definitely to have all the necessary electrolytes in the water. Yeah, that's definitely a must. And then also, just drinking whenever a person feels the need for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because if you feel thirsty, it's already too late.
Yeah.
Yeah. That means your body is already dehydrated, and you don't want to let it go to that state.
Yeah, and then just watching the color of your urine. So like if it's too dark a urine, then you need more water. But if it's becoming very clear, your urine, then you might be drinking too much. And then, but even with the added electrolytes, there's still going to be electrolytes that you need from food. And so just by drinking electrolytes, there might still be things your body needs.
Yes.
So that's why it's important not to keep on drinking water, because then those micronutrients, you'll start to lose that from the urine.
That's a good point. And I love how our body's always talking to us. We just have to listen, observe the signs, and look out for everything. Yeah, absolutely.
As long as the urine is like a very light orange color, as long as it's that consistency.
Yes. Yeah. So notice any changes about our body, and I find it useful to even keep a tracker, a diary, just noticing when my body is feeling any strong emotions, when I'm having any digestion problems, when I'm feeling low energy. Because when you go back and look at it, the answers are there in black and white. It's like the color of the urine, what I put into my body, when I ate, what I ate, how I ate it. It's like everything is so clear. Yeah. There's so much power in noting things, absolutely. So how do we build the discipline to work towards a healthier lifestyle? What's worked for you?
Yeah, so just go with the flow.
Yeah, go with the flow.
Yeah.
That's worth its weight in gold.
So whatever works for each person, it's going to be different. And it's not always easy to follow exact rules with like discipline and stuff. So
wow, let's pause there for a minute. Because I would always associate discipline with rules, and it brings up like stress in my body. But I think the way that you described it, like go with the flow, add some flow into it, that is almost like a paradigm shift in the way we look at discipline. So we're throwing a few bombs here today in this podcast. So let's talk a bit more about that.
So for me, to get in that flow, it comes back to meditation. So that would allow a person to automatically start changing habits from the inside, from your inner being.
It's like you're almost feeling called to either do certain things or let go of certain things. Wow. So everything is tied back to meditation. It all starts with the mind. So how can we get into that flow state without setting too many hard rules? Like, for example, do we just wake up without an alarm clock? Do you let your body circadian rhythm develop? Is that something that you've done as well? Because I know that's worked for me.
That can be a good point. For a lot of people, that might not be possible. Sometimes for me as well.
Yeah, if you have the time to get to work.
Yes. And it just depends on the habits from the previous day. If the person is out of balance, it might struggle to wake up on time. But it's good to meditate very early in the morning, for example, 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock, okay? If that's possible for a person, that's a good time to start meditating.
And why is that time like the golden period?
Yes, it's something to do with that time. It's very silent. The world outside is very silent. And it's before sunset.
Yes.
So that's a good time to. Yeah, it's just to do with the flow of life.
I love that.
Just before things starting to happen.
Yeah. And I think from the yoga literature as well, there's a very specific term called Brahma Muhurtam, which is that period is described between 4 to 6:30, which is almost like a magical period before the day flows.
And it's definitely noticeable, like for each person, if they meditated that time or they didn't do it at all, and then going throughout the whole day, there's definitely a difference.
Yeah.
A person can definitely
Yeah.
feel the difference.
I've noted it. Every time that I miss my meditation, I do definitely feel the difference. So, yeah. And it's hard to catch up during the day. It's not the same.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, for that early morning meditation that sets a foundation for the rest of the day.
And what other habits have supported you on your journey as a meditator? Is there anything else specific that you follow in your routine?
Yeah, also, if it's possible, a person can look at the clear blue sky.
Oh, okay.
That also has a similar effect in raising the life force energy in a person. And yeah, so like even with driving, if you're going out on a long distance drive, a person can keep your gaze slightly above the horizon, so you can absorb that blue light.
So is that while wearing sunnies or without sunglasses?
Possibly without sunglasses, yeah. Not looking into the sun,
Yes.
but just at the very least the blue sky.
Yeah.
Yeah, that has a positive effect on the body as well. And then also they're just going for like also absorbing mild sunlight through the skin, having a slight sun pattern.
Yes.
That
The vitamin D.
yeah, that's also very crucial. Yeah, so those factors would allow a person to better meditate. And then also just mild exercise, that also helps.
Yeah. Movement.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Socializing, that also brings positive mood.
Interesting you say that, because I also had this practice that I tried out to try, where closing my eyelids but exposing myself to the morning sunlight before it gets too harsh, because apparently that sunlight even travels through your eyelids and it charges up your retina and improves your vision. So I'm still trying that. So again, it comes back to the power of sunlight. Which is the source energy. I love that. So all of these habits, they help us to navigate our life's purpose. So I think I'm at that point where I'm looking at life purpose as not something that I have to, go and find and look for it, but rather as something that I'm just letting to go. So how can this meditative practice help with letting that flow of our life purpose come in as well? Is there any specific ways we can intentionalize it, or I'd love to hear your experience.
That's a good question. So a person would have to ask the question while meditating, or possibly throughout your daily life. So you would definitely need to just ask yourself the question, what is my life purpose?
That is so powerful.
And then for those that do believe in God, it's more important that you ask God for what is my purpose in life. And then just see what comes up. It could come up as an answer, or it could also come up as just your life changing automatically. I mean, it could take, it's an evolving process. So it could take a few years until you realize the answer. It's different for each person. But yeah, knowing, like there's a famous quote, knows ourselves. And so the only way you're going to know yourself is you just have to be with yourself, be in silence, and the person would need to meditate to quiet the mind. The only way those answers are going to come out.
That's how we can hear the whispers of the intuition, because it's always there. Wow, that is so powerful, because the quality of our life is pretty much the quality of the questions we ask.
Yeah, you have to ask the questions.
And that's so practical in real life as well. Like, unless we ask our boss for a raise, 99% of the time we're not going to get it. So unless we ask our mind, why we're here on this earth, it's not going to reveal the answer to us. That is so powerful.
And then just setting that intention of, I would like to live my life purpose. Yeah, that intention is also very powerful.
Rather than just cruising through on autopilot. That's so true. Because there are a lot of people who live each and every year on repeat, which is exactly the same as the previous year. And that's not really a full life. Sadly.
Yeah, and people don't know what they're missing out.
Sometimes ignorance can be bliss. Yes, amazing. So, what about identity? Because as we're evolving and going into the flow with the life purpose, we are evolving as a new identity as well. So is that something that you're shifting from one identity to the other, or would you see it more as a growing?
That's very common for people that start becoming spiritually aware. It's very common for them to change their identity. A lot of times, the complete opposite of what they identified with, or the career. So that's very common with an increased awareness, which comes from doing self-reflection on yourself. With that awareness does come the desire to...
And I think I'm an example of that. You're right. I just had a realization now that's right. It's like I put aside one identity and just stepped into my new identity. Like, completely leaving my career path of over 2 decades in dentistry in all its various roles, and now completely stepping into the wellness role, because that's what makes me feel fulfilled. So, you're right. Sometimes it is a whole stepping out of identity. That's so powerful. Wow. Thank you for all those magnificent tips, and I think this whole conversation, there's been a lot of simplicity in it as well. Like, there's no set of rules that here's the blueprint, 3 steps will get you here. It's just simple stuff. So there's nothing that you need to completely let go of. Like, you can still meditate when you're driving. You can eat potatoes. You don't have to give it up. But everything in moderation. And that's what I love about all the conversations that we've had, Conrad. That Spirituality is actually very practical and actually very simple as well.
Yes.
And that's the message that we'd like to share and
Yes.
build upon.
And it's much more powerful to have a spiritual life. It's much more fulfilling in life.
100%. It's like that missing link.
Yes.
Beautiful. So to continue this conversation, how can our audience connect more with your ideas, the work you do, and where can they find the book?
Yes. So it's on Amazon Kindle. If they search for my name, you can find an ebook there.
Amazing. We'll drop all those links in the comments.
Or also on YouTube. There's an audiobook on YouTube available.
Amazing. Yeah. I love audiobooks because you can listen to it, absorb it as you're working, as you're driving.
And on the audiobook, or on the ebook, my email is also on there. People want to reach out to email.
Thank you so much. It's an absolute honor and pleasure having you on today. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you for having me.